Welcome to GFN Gaming. I'm Russ, and in today's game, the Fellgor Ravagers race into the dark dank of the Gallow Deep to face off against a band of Chaos Blooded. If you want to support the channel, please consider joining the Patreon for early access. Before we go into the mission, let's look at the teams, starting with the Blooded. It's the best team in the game, it's the Blooded, and yes, I'm biased. Leading my Blooded squad will be the Traitor Chieftain. He's got the plasma pistol and the worst combat weapon ever. It's 2-3, it sucks, the improvised blade. But he's just a puppet, a pawn for the real leader, the Traitor Enforcer. Rocking a bolt pistol and a power fist and the Enforce ability, this guy is an absolute legend. Next up is the Big Bass himself, juiced up to the gills so much this guy is flying off the shelf at your local fishmongers. It's the Traitor Ogren. Armed with a power maul and mutant claw, this guy is going to be relentless at the start of the game, courtesy of the Corpseman. Listening to your Taylor Swift, this commsman is in the middle of a karaoke classic on the squad comm and will be handing out AP like bags of seized coke at the DEA's end of year mixer.
Wrong artist, you chump.
Next up is the Butcher, normally a bit of a melee menace, but might struggle to intimidate a team like the Fellgor Ravagers. 4-6 damage with lethal 5 on their weapons though, so still no slouch. Next up is the Trench Sweeper. I sometimes find it hard to justify. I end up taking this operative for the Dark Favor tack ploy to save another operative, but at a pinch their shotgun at 2+, 3-3 damage is actually pretty reliable, if only 4 shots. I used to not like this operative, but then he went on a tear and murder clubbed a bunch of novitiates like they were baby seals, and this dude really wanted some new comfy slippers, so now I always take him. Again, it's a tough matchup against the goats though. Next up is one of my 2 gunners. I've gone for a grenade launcher. The frag might come up if they bunch up, and it's always good to have that option, and the crack should hopefully deal enough one-shot punch to halt a goat. I do quite like his rules, but he's mainly played because I now love the model, the Flenser. He's pretty handy in combat, getting ceaseless, hitting like a bolter, 3-4. Stalk's not too bad, giving him lethal 5 if he's near kind of any sort of terrain. A solid operative. Moving from solid to an absolute legend, we've got the Traitor Brimstone Grenadier. He gets frag and crack grenades for free, but the one thing you really need to worry about is the Diabolic Bomb. Next up, and clearly should have been sooner so he could be next to the other gunner, is my next gunner, the Plasma Gunner. You never leave home without one if you're playing Kill Team. You don't need to hear what this guy does, so the equipment, Leader, Comms, Plasma, Corpseman, and the Grenadier all have armor plates. And speaking of the Corpseman, this pint-sized Fabius Bile will be handing out the stims throughout the game, starting, as mentioned before, with the pre-game Relentless on the Ogren. And that's my team, that's my Blooded team, so now let's have a look at what Ryan's bringing with the Fellgor Ravagers. The goats make their debut on the channel, so let's have a look at which operatives they're bringing. They all kind of sound like Pokemon names that didn't quite make the cut. Starting us off, the Iron Horn. I mean, that sounds like it might legitimately be one. He's going to be armed with a plasma pistol and the bludgeon. He's got a great ability, Call the Attack, making a bunch of Fellgor Ravagers dash, so great choice. Next up we have the Shaman. Alright, I mean a Shay Goat. Regardless, this operative has some interesting buffs. No, sadly not that kind of buff. Also has a cheeky stun on his melee weapon. Next up, Ash Ketchum is going to pick the Tox Horn. He's got a great Pox Bomb and the team's only feel no pain with a 6-up. Don't be fooled though, the Tox Horn wields a cleaver that deals 4-5 damage, so it's surprisingly good in melee as well. Next up we have the Gore Horn, noticing a theme with these names. Also very good in combat, perhaps unsurprisingly this time, with Skull Cleaver dealing a 4-5 damage with lethal 5. Next up is one of the coolest models or operatives in Kill Team, it's the Flux Spray. This guy is Manga Goat, darting betwixt enemies, slicing and dicing with its 3 blades. Next up, and somewhat ditching the naming convention, we have the Mangler, also a very cool operative in Kill Team. 4s across the board, 4 attacks hitting on 4s with a 4-6 damage, but Relentless should make up for hitting on 4s. The Death Knell is up next, ringing the dinner bell for the Fellgor Ravagers with a tasty damage reduction buff. This goat will also have a frag grenade for this game. Speaking of equipment, the Flux Spray, Mangler, Leader, Vandal and Herd Goad will all have war paint. Next up, my favourite Fellgor Ravager is the Vandal. 5/5 damage with options for Ceaseless or Relentless and some cheeky Reap thrown in there for good measure. This guy is an absolute monster and has got one of the best models in the game. Next up, it's Mr. Whippy Whippy. Now that I've said that, all I can hear is Jar Jar Binks complaining about food cart prices. One of the only recipients of Lethal 4, this guy's got a decent amount of ranged attack with his whip, but also great in combat. Back to the Pokemon names with the Gnarl Scar, rocking a Bionic Fist for that 4/5 damage in melee, and he's also going to be equipped with a Crack Grenade. These models were all painted by the lovely Chris over at A.N.M. on Instagram. He started commission, so I'll leave a link to his page in the comments if you fancy shifting some of your shamefully grey minis his way. Another plug to Turning Point Tactics, where I got this map pack from, a great YouTube channel providing amazing resources and content for the community. We rolled up Secure for today's game, and as per the map, we have 6 objectives that we both need to secure using the Secure action to score victory points. I won the roll-off and chose to be the defender, picking this deployment zone and placing these barricades. Ryan is the attacker and he placed these barricades. Into the scouting phase, I chose Fortify. My opponent chooses Recon and decides that I will take the first initiative, meaning he'll break ties for the initiative roll-off for turn 2. Crafty Goat.
The blooded warband press further into the bowels of the derelict Space Hulk. As they breach a new area, a fresh stink floods their nostrils. The metallic tang of blood and the musty stench of unwashed hair. A chorus of animalistic barks rings out. They're surrounded already. These beasts are quick. The blooded form up into a loose formation, their own military training almost completely forgotten to the unordered aggression of chaos.
Tac Ops are in play and have been chosen, but they won't be revealed until they're revealed in-game. My opponent chose that I would be the attacker, so I start and I will apply my blooded token to my leader with Plasma Pistol. The Iron Horn users call the attack on this group of Fellgor Ravagers and they all dash forward. No more strategic ploys, so we move on to Tac Ops, and I'm going to reveal Eliminate Guards targeting the Death Knell. The Ravagers then reveal their faction Tac Ops Scorn Their Ways, targeting my Plasma Gunner. And with that, we move out of the strategy phase into the firefight phase with my activation, and I activate my Corpseman. He already got his pre-game Relentless jab, now the Ogren is getting a 6-up Feel No Pain booster shot. And then the Corpseman's just going to move forward towards this door. Moving over to the Fellgor Ravagers, and their first activation is the Flux Spray, who's going to open this door and move onto the objective. Not enough AP to secure it though. A mirror move, my Flenser is going to move forward and open this hatchway. Back to the Fellgor Ravagers, and the Herd Goad is going to activate, give the Vandal +1 APL and then move towards this door. 2 APL is rough on a turn 1 into the dark, but my Butcher's going to move forward and open this hatchway here. First move for the primaries, the Death Knell is going to secure the objective and move towards the hatchway. Using his shielding stance, the Trench Reaper is going to move forward and secure this objective. Making use of the extra APL, the Vandal races into the room and secures this objective. Comms unit is going to grant an extra APL to the grenade launcher and then race onto the objective, unable to secure it. Over to the other flank, and the Gorehorn's going to activate, open the hatchway and then go on guard. Looking to open up a line of fire for my grenade launcher, the Thug's going to move forward and open the hatchway. Back to the Ravagers, and the Shaman's going to move here and open this hatchway. A move that my 3 APL grenade launcher can now use to target the Iron Horn, so he moves, dashes, and he's going to fire a Crack Grenade. He was initially going to try and take out the Gorehorn, but getting rid of the Plasma Pistol and that Call the Attack ability is too good to pass up. The gunner, the grenade launcher into your leader, firing a Crack Grenade, looking for 4s. Ooh, they are hot dice. That is 2 casual crits. Sorry. And 1 hit, AP 1. I'm not going to reroll anything. Just, you know what? I'm gonna spend a reroll.
Always going aggressive.
I feel like if I can get rid of the only plasma gun, that might be smart.
Okay, 2 saves on 5s.
Gets 1.
But that is still enough.
It's still gonna be enough damage. Well, he just frenzies, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Frenzied. I managed to take out the Iron Horn, or at least frenzy him. As per the errata though, I can now reveal and score one of my Tac Ops, Headhunter. It's turn 1, so that's 2 victory points. Seeking immediate justice, the Iron Horn with his war paint races forward. He's going to overcharge his plasma pistol and fire it straight at the grenade launcher that just killed him.
Okey-dokey. So leader's going supercharged with the plasma pistol at the grenade launcher. He's dead anyway, so let's see what we can get.
Might as well go for it.
Because of the war paint, still hitting on 4s.
2 on.
2 on.
Overcharged, so I'd only get 1 save.
Leaving it at
You
that.
leaving it just that?
Yeah.
And he fails it obviously, so I'm dead. I'm pretty sure I'm just dead. Kablam.
In an explosive blast of supercharged plasma, my grenade launcher gunner is incapacitated, and the Iron Horn also collapses in a pile of burned hair. My leader is going to race forward onto objective 2, but unable to secure it, as the Mangler just shifts forward next to the hatchway, but not racing in just yet. My plasma gunner relocates, going on guard. Then it's back to the Ravagers, and the Gnarl Scar is going to move into the room and go on guard as well. I'm out of charge range, but my Ogron is going to move into the room onto the objective to try and bait out the crack on Overwatch, so it's hitting on 4s, not 3s. I'm out of range of the Gorehorn, but the Gnarl Scar is going to throw that grenade.
Okie dokie.
Yes, sir. Crack grenade hitting on 4s with guard action. Oh! Fizzled out. It fizzled out.
That's unlucky.
Yes.
My Ogren survived the crack grenade, but it's not over yet. The Toxhorn's going to move and fire with his Pox Bomb. He might be immune to stun and negative impacts to his APL, but he's not immune to mortal wounds.
So, 5 ups for the Pox Bomb.
Ooh, 3 more wounds. But he's got a 6-up, the dreaded 6-up thermal pain. Oh, he doesn't. He gets 2, but that's still pretty decent, down to 14.
The Pox Bomb goes off, taking 2 wounds off my Ogren, and it's back to me. I try to hatch a plan, but it turns out I was sitting on a lemon. My Grenadier moves into this room with the idea that my Enforcer will move within 3-inch enforce range and make him throw a grenade. But a rule I always forget, I need indirect to target the Flux Spray, and indirect into the dark is 3 inches, not 6. So I'm going to move my Enforcer up anyway, ready to storm into that room at the start of the next turn. That's it, that's the end of the first turn. Into the Dark's first turn is always quite short, so let's have a look at what's actually happened. 2 aggressive teams moving forward, it's no surprise, and 2 deaths, 1 on each side. Let's have a look at the scores now, starting with the Blooded. I've got 2 TAC Ops in play. I managed to get an early lead with Headhunter, managing to max that out in turn 1, so that's great. Eliminate Guards, however, my target, the Death Knell, still lives, so no points. Over to the Ravagers, and their Scorn No Ways target still lives, so again, no points. Let's have a look at the mission. We're playing secure and we have 6 objectives to aim for. The Blooded have only secured 1 and the Fellgor Ravagers picked up 2, so the score at the end of the first turn is 3 to the Blooded and 2 for the Ravagers as we move into the ever-lethal turn 2. I got pretty lucky with Headhunter. It felt like a safe choice against this melee team like the Ravagers. Pretty confident I'd be able to get a shot off by turn 2 at least, but there's a lot of hard-hitting goats heading my way now, and this could get ugly very quickly for me. I had a really bad turn 1 for objectives, however I managed to sneak the lead with secondaries. We'll see if it can possibly last. As always, winning turn 2 initiative is a great little bonus, so let's get into that roll and see who's going to start turn 2. We're in turn 2 now. We both got a command point, so let's get straight into the all-important roll-off.
Initiative roll turn 2, you'll break. Well, it's yours, you get it then. Oh, unless you don't want it.
I'll take it.
Into the strategy phase, and the Ravager's going to play Reckless Determination, giving them a defensive boost against shooting. I have 3 Blooded tokens to divvy out, so my leader, Plasma Gunner, and Butcher have Blooded tokens, and my Ogren has the Gaze of the Gods. Back to the Fellgor Ravagers, and they're going to play Violent Temperament, giving them all a relentless style reroll in combat. Back to me, and I'm going to play Glory Kill, targeting the Flux Spray, giving everyone a reroll against them in shooting or combat. Strat Ploys played, we now move on to the TAC Ops. My opponent reveals Rout, so killing units while within 6 inches of my deployment zone. I then select the Flux Spray as the target for my Eliminate Guards, and speaking of Eliminate Guards, my opponent reveals Eliminate Guards targeting my Ogren. And we're off. The opening salvo, the Mangler charges straight into my Brimstone Grenadier, and my Enforcer oh. Vicious Claws, 4 attacks hitting on 4s, 4/6 damage.
Okie dokie, so your mangler, your tactical hunter,
Yeah, he's going
into
with
all my guys.
the Savage Assault with Tactical Hunter, so he's 4 dice on 4s, but he is relentless.
Oh no.
Oh no, dice out the box. That's relentless.
Oh, he's relentless. Alright, okay, yeah. I've got normal relentless. Ooh, just still 2, okay. Well, I'm hitting on 3 attacks, not to scare you or anything. Hitting on 4s.
Hitting on 3s with combat support.
Oh yeah, does it count as combat support?
Yep.
Well, your damage does what exactly? 4. Is that it? I don't know why I'm saying it like that.
4/6.
God.
So I'm going to hit you for 4.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna parry you,
Yep.
and then I'm gonna hit you for 2. Okay, so second fight for free. Still into the Brimstone Grenadier. Are you gonna go? For
No, he's going to.
Ooh, he's gonna go for the Enforcer.
He's going to go for the Enforcer. 4 dice hitting on 4s relentless. Oh, and that's good because we got a crit.
Got a crit. Okay, so I'm hitting on. So you got what? 3 hits and a crit. I'm hitting on 4s.
3s because of combat support.
Oh, thank. That is lucky. So I've got 2 hits. I am brutal, but I don't. You're gonna be parrying me, man. I'm gonna use a reroll. How much damage do you do?
4/6.
So 2 will kill me. I'm going to use an ill-advised reroll to fish for a crit. I don't get it, but I do get another hit.
Okay, so I'm going to hit you for 6 with a crit.
Okay, he's down at 2 damage. I'm going to hit you for 5,
Down to 4 wounds.
and then I die.
Yes, sir.
Kasplat. I will get a blooded token now.
And I will get 1 for route.
So foolishly, I pushed forward too far, and my Enforcer bears the brunt of my mistakes. Not only is the best blooded operative dead, this also scores 1 victory point for rout for the Fellgor Ravagers. Looking to secure objective 2, I'm going to race forward with my plasma pistol leader and fire point blank range into the shaman. With the lead with strength rule, you're really encouraged to play the leader quite aggressively.
Leader is going to overcharge his plasma pistol, and he's going to shoot right into your shaman. He's outside of the deployment zone. He's got a blooded token, so he's going to be Gaze of the Gods. So I get an automatic crit. So the rest, just looking for 3 ups. Oh no! Oh, that's rough. Okay, I'm going to have to re-roll. Oh, I'm using all my re-rolls. I'm going to have to re-roll the 1 at least. Straight into another 1. Okay. 2 APL. That's at least 11 damage so far.
Looking for 5 up.
5
to stay
up.
alive.
Oh! Is he going to do anything about it? Is he just going to let him die?
You know what? We're going to fish.
Is he going to fish
Gonna
for it?
fish for a
Ooh,
5.
Fish for a 5.
No dice, and the shaman is plasmaed, and well, it isn't really dead. It's just frenzied. It's kind of a little disheartening. Anyway, the Gnarl Scar charges into the Ogren. He's going to use his uncompromising attack to shoot in combat first before punching him in his big nose with that old fist.
So, using uncompromising attack, he's going to perform a fight and a shoot.
Fight and a shoot.
Or vice versa.
Into
So
my-
shoot
okay,
first.
Shoot first, go for
Yeah.
it.
4 shots hitting on 4s with the auto pistol.
2, a crit and normal.
Crit and a hit.
Okay. Anything else coming? No AP, I take
No
it.
AP.
5 save. Oh, that's nice. Both fine.
Yep.
And now the fighting.
Now the fight. So he is 4 attacks hitting on 3s. Brutal.
Oh, okay.
4/5. And I did spend to do the ploy where I can re-roll all my attack dice.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, you got that.
So 4 dice hitting on 3s.
Okay.
I'll take that.
I was going to say,
Two
yeah, you
hits.
probably don't want to get rid of that, do you? Okay, I am relentless as well. Oh, you know what? I rolled it, but I shouldn't have rolled it because I already got it. So that's my normal crit. I hit on 4s, so I'm going to reroll them. Get 1 more. I am rending, so I get 2 crits and a normal.
So I'm going to hit you for 5.
6 up saves. Okay, I take 4 wounds. I'm down to 10. I'm going to hit you for 6.
So then I will hit you for 4.
Okay, 6 up, feel no pains. No, he takes 4 down to 6, and then I will hit you for 6, killing me.
Frenzy, but he dies because it's the end of his activation.
Considering that this guy is my main melee unit, the Gnarl Scars did pretty well against him, taking the Ogren down to just 6 wounds remaining. Yikes. Looking to heal up my Ogren before the next combat, my Corpseman is going to hop onto the objective, hopefully lending combat support and heal the Ogren 2d3 wounds. Come on, big money.
Spike the dice, 2d3 heals. Just not great. Back up to 9 though.
Back up to 9 wounds just as the Gorehorn charges in, avoiding my Corpseman, so no combat support.
Okie dokie, so your
Gorehorn.
I keep forgetting the names. Yeah, Head Taker Man, Gorehorn, charging into the Ogren. Okay.
Using the Skull Cleaver, 4 attacks hitting on 3s, but I did play the ploy at the start.
The Relentless.
The almost relentless, violent temperament. Looking for 3s. Ooh,
2 hits and a crit.
I'm gonna spend a CP to re-roll the 2.
Just re-roll the 2, okay.
I think so. It's lethal 5, so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
2 crits.
2 crits,
Okay, it was worth it.
So that's my Gaze of the Gods crit. Get another crit. I'm hitting on 4s over at Relentless. And that's another crit with Rending. Ooh, 3 crits and a hit. He's finally doing his business, but I think you've got enough to kill him.
Depends how you feel no pains go.
That's it. That's what happens next.
I'm gonna hit you for a crit, which is 5 damage.
5 damage. Okie dokie. 6 up, feel no pains. So he takes 3. He's down to 6 wounds remaining. I will hit you. Ooh, actually. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to do this. I'm going to hit you for 6 and also parry one of your normals with stun.
Yep.
So hitting and parrying, so 6 damage going through.
Down to 4.
That's been spent.
So I'm going to have to die is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to hit you for 5.
Yeah. So 6 up, feel no pains. Doesn't make any, so he does take 5. So that is going to be
1 wound left.
Yeah. And then I'm going to hit you for 6 and I guess parry at the same time.
Yeah.
Because he's a cheeky guy.
Kill me.
Yeah.
And again, doesn't go frenzied.
So the Ogren survives, but with just 1 wound remaining, he's going to have to be careful from now on. Back to me, and instead of being careful, I need the Ogren to be useful, so he's going to charge into the 4 wound remaining Mangler. We math hammer the result. Even if I max 3 damage on Avalanche of Muscle, he still has 1 wound remaining, and my Gaze of the God crit means I do 6 damage regardless, so the Mangler goes straight to Frenzied. Over to the left flank, and I've been slightly worried about this, the Vandal is going to charge straight into the Thug. He's charging, so he's now relentless.
So Vandal is using the Man Crusher. 4 on 4s, but because he charged, he is relentless.
Ooh,
Very nice.
nice. Okay, so hitting on 3s.
Want to re-roll anything there?
Yeah, I don't think there's any point.
No, sir.
No, sir, no point. Is there?
5 damage, so he's definitely
Well,
crushed.
it does reduce the normal damage to 4, so we should probably do the math. No, he's definitely dead.
I suspected the Thug would struggle against the Fellgor Ravagers, and he has. He's fallen to the Vandal at the first charge. Back to me, and I need to score some objectives, so I'm going to move my Butcher forward, and I'm going to secure this objective. Gotta get those points. Over to the Ravagers, and the Herd Goad is going to charge into my leader. Sadly, it probably is going to be the end of him, but let's see how the combat goes. It is a whip, it's not high damage, but it is pretty reliable.
So, in the leader, I'm normally 4 attacks hitting on 3s, but now I'm 3 because of whip control.
Yeah, and I'm 4 attacks hitting on 2s. I'll take it.
That looks alright. Well, I'll take my auto crit for being Gaze of the Gods, and then I'll roll. Oh, okay. I mean, it's rubbish damage, it's 2-3.
I am also 2-3, but I'm lethal 4.
So
all of these are crits.
3, 6, 9, 12. Okay.
So I am going to parry a crit.
Okay. Parry a crit. I'm going to parry a crit.
Then I am going to strike you with a crit, which stuns you.
Oh, so is it stun?
Stun.
So it gets rid of mine as well.
Yeah.
So I take 3 damage and then 6 damage.
Yes, and can you double stun somebody where you go -1 APL next time?
I think so.
We
can double check that brief.
I am in fact double stunned, so that means I'm -1 APL. My plasma gunner relocates to fire on the Vandal. It's about time I got rid of some of these goats in my lines, although in actuality it just makes them really angry, so good plan.
Okay, so my plasma gunner, he's got his normal blooded token, so he's getting an automatic hit. I am going to overcharge into your Vandal? The Vandal. Okay, all hits, that's nice. No misses, so that's 2 AP.
So he is frenzied because there's nothing I can do about it. He's going to save him one. So
Cool. So
Survives for another turn.
killed but not killed.
Killed but not killed, yes indeed, it's rough. It's over to my opponent and the Death Knell's going to activate, open the hatchway, and then charge into the Trench Sweeper on the objective. Back to me, and I'm going to activate the Flenser. I want that Vandal gone to protect my Plasma Gunner, and I get Ceaseless fighting next to heavy or light terrain, and I'm lethal 5, so it's time to go crit fishing. Wish me luck.
Flenser, looking to strike the frenzied Vandal. I'm within light or heavy, so I get lethal 5. I'm ceaseless.
oh my god!
Just needed 1, but technically that is all crits, so the first one will take the Vandal out of action. He's no longer frenzied, he's now dead.
What an absolute unit of a roll. The Flenser's absolutely decimated the Vandal. Even though he only needed 1 crit, he got 4. And with that, he's going to actually reveal Rob and Ransack. He's fairly safe, so I might be able to get the max 2 VP for it. But for right now, I'll settle for the 1 victory point initially, and then it's back over to the Fellgor Ravagers, and Ryan's going to activate the Tox Horn.
So Tox Horn, throw the Pox Bomb. First at the medic.
Yeah, Corpseman.
Yep, Corpseman. Looking for 3s. 3.
So minus
Minus
1.
1 APL on the Corpseman.
Nice, that's pretty good.
On to the Butcher. Oh,
6.
Minus 1 APL and 3 more wounds.
Both, that's good. So he's down to 5.
And then he's going to charge him.
Minus 1 APL on both, he then charges, locking both units in combat, unable to disengage. I then disengage with my Brimstone Grenadier onto the objective, which as it turns out, was a real stupid move. Time to activate the Flux Spray.
Spending 2 action points for his Cleaver Fury.
Do I get any defense against this? It's just D3
No,
more
sir.
wounds.
D3 plus 1.
Oh, plus 1. He's probably dead then, unless you roll a 1.
See how we do.
Oh, dead. Okay,
Dead.
and then he makes it to the Ogren. And he's dead anyway.
Well, he isn't. Feel no pains.
Oh,
so
good
he's
point.
got
So
4.
So 4/6
He
is
needs
basically.
4/6 to live.
Oh, I mean, it was a tall order.
Okay.
Order. That's a hell of a tally.
It's a hell of a move from the Flux Spray, managing to slice through both the Grenadier and the Ogren, scoring 1 victory point for eliminate guards on the way, and he completely clears the room around Objective 5. I disengage with my Trench Sweeper, moving him back to block the Mangler and the Flux Spray in that room, before the Shaman charges into the injured leader, looking to take him out of action in combat.
Sorry.
Shaman is frenzying into the blooded leader. He's normally 4 attacks on 3s. He is injured, but he's also getting combat support, so it's still 3s.
Okay. Is he lethal 5 or anything like that, or just nothing?
Nothing. Nothing.
Well, I get my normal crit. I am now down to.
You're only on 2 wounds.
So I'm now hitting on 4s for the rest of it. I mean, it's not going to make any difference, right? Because the first
first hit's going to
First hit's going to.
But
I like how you let me
am
roll. You
dead
let
as
me
well.
roll like a gentleman.
And it was a beautiful roll.
It was lovely.
So in the furious combat, the Shaman and the blooded leader are now both taken out of action. After that bloody double kill, it's back to me and I activate my last operative, the Comsman. I boost my own APL so that I can temporarily hold the objective to then secure it, and then I run away. And that sneaky move is the last of the turn, so let's have a quick look at what's happened. As anticipated, the Beastmen have broken the blooded lines. However, I have cleared the left flank, at least a little. Let's have a look at the score, starting with the blooded. I got 1 victory point for Rob and Ransack with the Flenser, and he's looking pretty safe, so I should get 2. However, eliminate guards, the Flux Spray still lives, so I've yet to score that one. Let's have a look at the primaries. I actually managed to secure 3 objectives, so 3 victory points. Let's have a look at the Fellgor Ravagers score. With this kill against the Ogren, they managed to get 1 victory point for eliminate guards, and with the Mangler's kill against the Enforcer, they also scored rout, so 2 victory points on the secondaries for the Goats. My Plasma Gunner is the target for Scorn Their Ways, and he still lives, so no points yet. Let's have a look at the primaries. The Goats hold 2 objectives, so 2 victory points. They're obviously having far too much fun killing my operatives, but it's all to play for. At this point, I have a slight lead. However, as we move into turn 3, I'm noticing some mistakes that I've made. I moved the Commsmen out so that they could either boost the Flenser or the Plasma Gunner to give me more options. However, this has meant that Objective 2 will be easily secured by the Goats, and I really need to hold on to these now. Also, I can't help but think the Trench Sweeper would have been better tying up the Death Knell on the objective than having him hanging out here by the murder room. We're into turn 3, the penultimate turn. Both players get a command point, and it's time for the roll-off.
Turn 3, initiative roll. It's a 1! You're going to take initiative?
I'm going to take initiative.
The Goats get the initiative, and they're going to start with playing Violent Temperament for 1 command point, giving them their semi-relentless reroll. And it's over to me, and I'm going to play Glory Kill for 1 command point, and I'm going to target the Toxhorn. No more strategic ploys for the Goats, so it goes back to the Blooded, and I'm going to award my Blooded tokens. This time giving the Butcher the Gaze of the Gods, which doesn't go unnoticed as he is targeted for Eliminate Guards, and I target the Toxhorn for my Eliminate Guards. Into the firefight phase, and the Death Knell is going to charge into the Plasma Gunner, their target for Scorn Their Ways. It's good to remember that every Goat is actually pretty good in combat.
Okay, so your Death Knell. Attacking my Plasma Gunner.
Yep. Using his bludgeon. 4 attacks hitting on 3s. Brutal.
Hitting a
Do
crit.
I reroll everything is the question. You can roll first.
Yeah, roll. So I've got my normal hit for Gaze of the for what you call it. Blooded token.
Is he hitting on 3s or 4s?
I think it's 4s, yeah.
But it's good.
That's not a bad spread though.
No.
That's going to be 3-2-2.
Okay.
So what do you want to kill you?
Okay. I am gonna reroll it all.
Ooh, all 1s and 2s.
Oh! It's better because I'm hitting on 3s.
Oh, I thought it was a 1 for a second. It's a 6. Okay.
It is.
So you're going first.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna hit you with a. It's 4-4, so I'll hit you.
Oh,
with,
really?
I'll hit you with a normal hit.
Oh, so I'm down to 3 wounds.
Yeah.
So there's no point doing anything. I might as well hit you for 3 and then die.
Yep.
Hit you for 3 and then die.
It's a great play. Killing the Plasma Gunner in melee gets 2 victory points for Scorn Their Ways, and it's well within my deployment zone, so that's another victory point for rout, maxing both TAC Ops out and getting a 3 victory point swing. It's back to me, and don't shout, I know I should activate the Butcher, but instead the Flenser moves forward and secures the objective, as the Herd Goat then secures its own objective and charges into my Commsman. The Butcher, I hear you cry, don't worry, I'll get to it soon. Instead, the Trench Sweeper is going to race forward towards this objective, hopefully getting it next turn. Too late, I realise my foolishness as the Mangler activates now, racing into the Corpseman and combat support for the Butcher, and fights in combat.
Alright, cool. So you Mangler into the Corpseman with your combat support.
So with combat support, it's 4 hitting on 3s with relentless.
Okay. Nice. What's your damage on the crit?
It is 4-6.
Oh, so he will survive 1. I do have a normal hit, but there's no point. I need a crit, basically, to live. Oh, he gets a crit!
Okay.
But you've got a crit as well. So you can just parry it.
Parry your crit. And then kill you.
So close. So close. I was so happy, and then it went.
It's another brutal double kill, and my Butcher is finally left to activate, but this time without combat support. But he's going to do it anyway. He's going to activate and fight the Toxhorn. I've only got 5 wounds left, and a crit from the Toxhorn deals 5 damage, so I'm gonna have to get lucky.
So, Butcher going at the Toxhorn. Gaze of the Gods, automatic gets his hit. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Come on. Ooh, lethal 5, so that's going to be 2 more crits.
Dirty.
And a 1, just in case we'll see what you roll.
Okay, so I'm 4 attacks hitting on 3s.
2 crits.
I will take that.
Oh, I'm going first. Your crit does 6 damage though, doesn't it?
It does 5 damage, which is enough to kill you.
That's better. I'm going to deal 6 damage.
Okay.
You get 5 up, feel no pain or something.
6 up, feel no
6
pain.
up, feel no pain.
6 up.
Oh!
3.
That is nice.
So he
takes
then
3
takes
damage
3.
And then kills me.
Yes, sir.
I assume. Dead.
It was probably only going to ever end that way. With only 5 wounds left, a single crit would have always killed the Butcher, and with that death, the Ravagers get another victory point for Eliminate Guards, maxing out all of their tac ops. Alone in that room, the Toxhorn then secures the objective and races back towards its home deployment zone. It's been a hell of a turn. My last activation is the Commsman. He can't disengage because of whip control, so I'm just going to pass. If I fight, I'll probably die. On the last activation of the turn, the Flux Spray is going to move and secure the objective. It's been an absolute stonker of a turn, so let's have a look at what's actually happened. The goats have absolutely cleaned house this turn, leaving me with just 3 operatives remaining. It's been a high scoring turn, so let's have a look, starting with the Blooded. My Rob and Ransack operative still lives, so there's a good chance I get another VP for him. However, my Eliminate Guards target also still lives, so no victory points there. It's not great for the primary. I have 2 objectives, taking my total score to 6 for the mission. Let's have a look at the goats. With 2 kills, they maxed out all 3 of their tac ops. Great play. Let's have a look at the primaries. Another strong round for the goats. They secured 4 objectives, getting the max of 4 victory points, taking their score up to 8 for the primary. Which means at the end of turn 3, Blooded have a total of 9 points to the Fellgor Ravagers 14. Let's see what turn 4 brings. We're in the final turn, turn 4. Both players get a command point, and we have again the all-important roll-off.
Turn 4 initiative roll off. 6. Oh. It's yours. It's yours again. Do you want it?
I'll give it to you.
Really? Oh, that's probably the best move actually.
I hand out my Blooded tokens, giving Gaze of the Gods to the Trench Sweeper. Over to Ryan, and he's going to use Violent Temperament for 1 command point. And that's it for the strategic ploys, but we do have tac ops yet to declare, and I will declare my Eliminate Guards target as this unobtainable Flux Spray. It's a lost cause, but we're playing it out. I use Moment of Repute on the Trench Sweeper. Because he's Gaze of the Gods, he now is 3 APL. Now he's going to move and dash and then secure this objective. Then it's over to Ryan and the Fellgor Ravagers. This Herd Goad is going to activate and attack the Commsman. This is probably the last combat of the game.
The Herd Goad is going to crack his whip in combat, looking for 2s, and it's lethal force stun.
Look at the 2s.
Yeah.
It's not bad. So you're going to drop 1.
See how you roll.
Yeah, I was going to say. So needing... I'm fully... Oh, I get an automatic hit.
Yep.
But that's all I get.
Okay, they're both crits.
Oh,
so,
lethal 4.
yeah, I'm going to spend the last CP to try and finish him off. Okay, so that is all hits, and those 2 are crits. So lethal 4. So I will parry your hit, and then kill you.
Destroy.
With 8 damage.
Nice.
And with that, the Commsman is finally dead. The Herd Goad takes him out of combat and then will move to threaten my Flenser. Even though I'm Chaos, I will not be baited into losing victory points. My Flenser closes the door and passes. The last proper activation, the Death Knell is going to move onto the objective and secure it. The Toxhorn and the Flux Spray can't actually do anything to change the game, so they're just going to pass. So let's have a look at what's happened in the last turn. Not a lot, but admittedly there wasn't many people left. Let's have a look at the scores, starting with the Blooded. The Flux Spray yet lives, so nothing for eliminate guards, but so does my Flenser, so an extra victory point for Rob and Ransack. Let's have a look at the mission. I secured 2 objectives for 2 victory points, taking my total for the mission to 8. Let's have a look at the goats. The show-offs have already maxed their attack ops, so straight to the primary, and it's another max turn of 4 victory points, taking their primary score up to 12. So at the end of turn 4, it's a victory for the Fellgor Ravagers, 18 points to the Blooded's 12. Thank you so much for watching this far, it all helps. Please share, like and comment on the video, and if you want to support the channel any more, please consider following us and supporting us on Patreon. Speaking of which, a huge thank you to the patrons of the channel. They get early access to everything, and basically we couldn't keep going without you. So thanks very much, and we'll see you in the next video.